Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So happy that you're back with me again on this lovely day. This video, I'll be sharing some tips and things that you can use in your tool belt to allow you to have more clarity, allow you to, begin to have this sense of purpose in life. While, your sense of purpose and what you want to do in life might change, this will help you clarify a little bit of things to help you ease yourself so that you don't really overthink your next steps towards a career or next steps towards doing the things that you truly desire. And back in the days I used to think, well, what is my purpose in life? What am I meant to do here? And I would sit down and think about all the list of things that I can do and that there is nothing that is stopping me. But my mind would come and kick in and it would tell me, no, you can't do this or you can't do that because of whatever beliefs you have or things that you have always believed about yourself. We know whether it was from people that tell me, I couldn't do something, and there was a certain block that used to come my way anytime that I tried to push through, anytime I tried to do something. So if we learn to combine desire and the things that we want to do, and what are the steps that will help you get to where you want to be. And sure, it might take months, it might take a year. And in this time of my life where I've been in and out of jobs and experiencing this sense of doubt, or even what is wrong or what is happening perhaps that is making me feel like I need to leave a job and go pursue something that I would think is the best option for me. So what I would say about that is, like, it would take some time for us to get comfortable and get to where we want to be, because comfort really doesn't come easy, and while pursuing a new thing is not absolutely easy, it's gonna come with its own challenges, and you're gonna have to take steps or maybe make decisions that are not aligned in the moment, but later you would see that, okay, it's working for a certain reason, or it's happening because I pursued or I decided to do something, so there must be a consequence of my own decision. Also, I've been reading this amazing book that I got as a gift, and it's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. It's by Deepak Chopra. If I can focus it. Okay, my ring light is kind of reflecting, but you get how it looks. It just is incredible for anybody who is wanting a deeper sense of purpose and understanding of what even purpose means, because all of us in this life try to make our way spiritually, or if you're someone who likes to read books like I do, I like to dig deep into the wisdom of why we do things and why human behavior, and why we speak a certain way, why we behave a certain way. And there is one chapter significantly that talks about the law of detachment. So that's law number 6. I don't want to ruin it for you if anyone who hasn't read it before, but I will share some snippets of what it says. So in chapter 6, it talks about the law of detachment, and here it says, every problem is the seed of an opportunity for some greater benefit. Once you have this perception, a whole range of possibilities opens up, and this keeps the wonder and excitement alive. Only by practicing detached involvement can you have joy and laughter. Then wealth is created spontaneously and effortlessly. The author says in one of his chapters that when we learn to detach from the problem and what's causing us de-stress is when we can tap into the wisdom of it, is when we can surrender to what is happening without attaching to an outcome. So let's say, for example, you have an expectancy or expectations towards something in your life, and you don't get the outcome you want for whatever reason. when we put it in the law of detachment is when we're like surrendering to the process of like, okay, I've done it, I've got it, and I did all I can, and with whatever I have, then kind of waiting to see the wisdom of what is that response trying to show me, or what is that challenge trying to help me uncover and see. So to learn and to tap into the wisdom, and the solutions naturally flow because you're not attaching yourself to the outcome so much so that you forget about yourself and you're like, okay, that's all I got. But it's surrendering to the process. So I highly recommend this book to anyone who wants to have a pocket of wisdom. It's like 1 hour read of wisdom you can keep in your bag anywhere you want, literally. So it's the best gift ever. Tip number 2 is that you keep yourself focused. So whether it was in your journal or your notebook, wherever that you put your goals, whatever you put your thoughts in, stay focused on it and keep it somewhere close to you, whether it's on your desktop or you have pictures or you have maybe some sticky notes that I have a bunch of back there. I just make my wall look pretty because why not, right? So putting it anywhere you can visually see, and that helps you to really tap into your goals and tap into the things you want to do in life, instead of chunking it down somewhere that you barely even see, like your book maybe. But if it was a journal book, maybe you would likely to see it because you journal every single day, or maybe not every single day, but maybe twice a week, depends on the person. So that would be my second tip for you. If you want to be focused, have clarity, it's okay if you get out of the, if you feel like you're chaotic, if you feel lost, if you feel like you're just swimming in an ocean with no direction. Is just a part of life, that you are meant to get lost and figure it out on your own. And that's how you can tap into the purpose of the moment. It doesn't have to be like the purpose of me for the rest of my life, but what it is right now that I can do that will help me get connected to my greatest self. And what would my greatest self do in the moment of having all these things aligned, right? Having all these things cleared out. It really clears a lot of space in your head, instead of thinking, ruminating, and overthinking about the goals that you have. It really helps to just kind of write it down somewhere you can literally see, and that you can tap into it. And then what I like to do actually is to list the things I want to accomplish, and list out in the bottom the feelings attached to the goal. So if, let's say I get this goal of, one of my goals is to publish my first ever book, right? What are the feelings attached to that goal? That's something I'm like, yes. Once you tap into that feeling, it gets you elevated in your body. You feel it in your body as is. You feel like it already happened. That connects you closer to the goal, because once we have emotions and feelings attached to something, is because once you have that attached to your goal, you would feel more excited, you feel more motivated. So imagine reading that every day. Well, I know that for sure, like for most people, you won't be motivated every single day and see your goals. Sometimes you hit roadblocks and you're like, I don't know if this is a great idea, because there is uncertainty in it, and you're scared that if it doesn't work out, what if it doesn't work out? We all have this thing where, what if it doesn't? But how can we flip and say, what if it does? What if I'm experiencing the challenges right now because it's getting me closer to where I want to be? And it might be difficult, yes. So it's either you go fully in or you're fully out. There isn't one in, one out. Tip number 3. You're gonna laugh at this, but I'm dead serious. Meditate. Meditation. Why is it important? I can't meditate. I don't think it works. Maybe you might be thinking of all of this. Why it works is because when you're quiet and you're silent with your mind, you are clear. And sure, there may be many thoughts that come up as you're sitting and meditating, but the space between where you're sitting and the process of the meditation, the process of the stillness, that in itself is way powerful than having chaotic kind of noise and people telling you what you need to be doing, what is right for you. Having that stillness just every single day for 5 to 10 minutes is gonna help you stay clear, and it will connect you to all those feelings that the real true feelings that is connected to either your vision, your goals, or even in the present moment, where it gets you to question, okay, what's my relationship with the present moment? And is that relationship pulling you away from yourself, or is it connected to yourself? So thinking of that clearly is way beneficial and is way mindful than overthinking your steps. So a way to help you quiet down your mind and, get you to think with clarity is to meditate and have that moment where you're just still with yourself. And there's moments where you're gonna reflect on, you might have some flashbacks, things from the past, maybe some sensations would arise. But that is an important step in anything that you do, specifically if you really want answers from within you and you don't want to get inspired, or you don't want to get influenced by outside resources or people, things, books telling you that this is your purpose, because really it's something that your mind creates to help you, or maybe not help you, but to keep you stuck where you are and to keep you safe. Because the mind wants safety, it wants you to know where you're going, where you're headed, so you are not in chaos. But it's in chaos that you'll be figuring out your next steps. Anytime that you're feeling not motivated, anytime you're feeling like, am I walking the right path? And you begin to question, doubt, is because you're not, or you lost sight of the vision, you lost sight of the path, and you just left it off in the fence and maybe just even put it under the rug. When you don't really visit your desires and visit the goals that you have set for yourself, you will start to notice that it dissipates. Even the feelings and your sense of purpose in life is meaningless, and you would feel like it's all about you. But it's really asking what I can do right now that will serve people, that will serve someone, that will help someone. Because we all in life want to feel significant. We all need to feel important, to feel like we've been heard and seen and understood. But if we don't have, that desire, vision to serve beyond ourselves, is when we lose sight of where we want to go, because we don't have any outcome, we don't have any a sense of I'm walking the right path, or something to confirm to you that you are on the right path. So it's really revisiting, it's really seeing those goals, seeing those visions and what life you're creating for yourself. So I've had times when, a lot of times, especially maybe today or a week ago, of just absolute, no uncertainty in where I'm headed and where this life would take me, or am I doing the right thing? And I start to just overthink every step that I take, and even the steps that I haven't taken yet, because of fear or because of where is it going to lead me, and just doubting myself constantly. So instead of being in that mindset and listening to those thoughts that come up, I would just sit down and just observe it and be like, how much of that thought is true, and how do I know it's true? If I have done this in the past, that I should be able to do it right now, and I can do it right now, right? So it's really in that moment is, what's your self-talk like? What are you telling yourself, and what are you believing about yourself? And that confidence and that you know, that sense of peace within yourself will start to come back, because you're no longer questioning your own self, but you actually just trust it because it feels right in the moment. And maybe in the moment you don't make the right choices, but it doesn't help to go back into the past and wanting to fix your choices, because that again is taking you out of the present moment, which is the most important moment, because that's when you get to decide and make decisions from this place, instead of from your past, and instead of from the mistakes that you have done. And there is no, you know, magic wand or something that will rip away or take away all the things you learned from your experiences. It's just not possible. So yeah, these are the simple steps. You know, it's very basic, self-explanatory, and I cannot really simplify it more than this. But this is really what helped me in my life, to figure and to stay focused on myself, on my goals, instead of, you know, whether it's being on social media and comparing myself with every single person, or I can actually just become inspired by what people are doing. And that gets me this nudge, this feeling of, oh my God, I sweetly envy this, and I really want this in life. And I begin to feel this resentment towards someone, which is a very icky feeling, and it's a very icky comparison. So I would rather choose that, you know what, I trust myself, I know what I'm doing, and really begin to connect to myself internally, instead of listening to outside noises, and, you know, which can get really quick. You know, you could see a post and you're like, oh, and it makes you feel a certain way, and you begin comparing for whatever reason. So become clear of what you are listening in and what you're watching, and declutter yourself and declutter your space, which is really important to have that clarity in yourself. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some helpful tips. Make sure to give me a thumbs up below and let me know what you thought of this, you know, video, or what is your biggest takeaway. It really helps me to keep coming back and making videos for you guys and content. And yeah, be well and stay well, stay healthy. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.